On today's episode, things get sloppy and wet on Slovenia's notoriously steep and natural trails. Here's the mastermind and founder of MTB holiday company Ride Slovenia, Jonathan Tubman. A British national who set up shop in Slovenia after falling in love with the country's endless mountain biking potential. My buddy Andy and I join a group of mixed riders for a long weekend of riding. Home base for Ride Slovenia is in the small village of Luce, not too far from the Austrian border, where they offer different types of uplifted guided tour and accommodation packages. Each morning starts with loading up the bikes and uplifting to wherever John has deemed the best trails for the day. Uplifting to the tops of the surrounding mountains would typically take between 45 minutes to an hour, where we'd start the day. Our guide for the morning is Yari, a local shredder and trail builder. Yari, funny enough, has actually been to Finland, as he raced the Finnish national champs at Ukkola a few years ago. For our first day and very first ride of the trip, we are in a test of our skills. Slop, mud, and torrential rain is thrown at us right off the bat, with what the locals are saying is the rainiest and coldest month of May they can remember in decades.
Nice!
With a group of 8 riders, we jump into the thick of it. And yes, it gets mighty wet, mighty fast. So for this morning's footage, I'm actually relying on my buddy's camera. I did have my camera with me and set up, but I accidentally deleted all of my footage from that morning. Luckily we had Andy there to cover for me.
It is. Woo!
Wet, sloppy, slick, steep, you name it. It was all of that, and it was challenging, and it was hard. But we started to find some nice flow and just let the bike slide underneath us, and it was glorious.
Nice slide. Whoa!
You good?
And this was just one of many slide outs during that day. But funny enough, there wasn't actually too many crashes. And I think it was because it was just so challenging and so steep that it really forced us to focus on the riding and just get down the mountain in one piece.
Nice.
After stopping for a good Slovenian lunch, we headed back up the mountain where Nick took over as guide for the rest of the day. The rain had stopped for the day and it really started to clear up, which is great for the vision. Nick was actually able to find some trails for us that hadn't been too pummeled by the rain and mud.
It's like Finland.
Oh, and these trails were just magnificent.
Oh, man, this is amazing.
Now earlier that day, I did have a slight crash, and I ended up breaking off the GoPro chin piece I had on my helmet. So I was forced to put the GoPro on my chest, which I don't actually like doing because of the way the footage comes out, but these trails were just so amazing that I had to show you guys. Yeah, Nick took us down some pretty switchbacky trails, which were really great actually because we don't have switchbacks like these in Finland, so great practice. As was the theme of the day, everything was just really steep, really slippy, really slick, but it was just so much fun. I mean, it didn't really matter what the trail threw at us. We just bombed down it and went for it, and it was amazing. Riding in probably the most difficult conditions that I've ever faced, but what an experience. The terrain really forced me to improve my technique, focus on riding better, cleaner, smoother, lighter. And at the end of the day, I think I actually became a much better rider just a few days on these trails.
Yeah, how do you like that? Good day?
Yeah. Okay guys, so if you like what you see, do me a favor, hit that like button, but more importantly, subscribe to the channel. This will really help me push the channel forward and create more content. And don't forget people, keep on shredding.